traffic that was, going to speed into him. He kind of had to slow down a little bit, and unfortunately, it looks like he got a little bit of distance on the pursuing vehicles there. Hopefully they can catch back up as he goes through yet another red light. Apparently they were asking for the assistance of LA County Sheriff's deputies. We were saying that, but it sounds like sheriffs do not want to get involved in this, and that's not a huge surprise. There was actually two separate, very short pursuits involving LA County Sheriff's deputies earlier this afternoon that we were trying to get over, and almost as soon as we were about to get over, they canceled the pursuit because it was getting too dangerous. So perhaps just for liability reasons, or if they don't want to put their officers in danger, they said no thank you on this one, and they were going to have the city of Bell get involved. So now, for the first time we're getting on the freeway.
Finally getting on the highway.
We'll see how long this lasts, and just
now it's going to be everybody's problem.
But yes, it's going to be the 710 here. He should be getting on. He's kind of in one of the collector lanes, so he may just take this.
Get chips on him.
We'll see. Now
get Pontarelli on them.
And not afraid to really slam down the gas pedal either, up to 85 miles an hour
85 miles per hour.
On the freeway. Not too much traffic on this freeway right now, but this is, basically the highway that
100 miles per hour.
There's one right now in and out of the ports. A lot of slow-moving traffic on the right side of the roadway that's not going to see this guy.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Dodge Charger I ran in.
Behind him when it's this dark vehicle with no lights on, as it is.
It can pick up speed quick.
It wouldn't be as dangerous, but terrible combination here with these speeds. Blacked out
100
car,
miles per
pitch
hour.
black windows with no lights on, high speeds on a freeway that sees a lot of slow traffic. Just widen out to see.
My guess is he's trying to impress a girl.
Far back, but looked like he was going to get off the roadway and then change his mind at the last second as he continues on the 5, and we're headed down towards the City of Commerce and Bell Gardens, and actually kind of back to where this began. But we'll see if he continues on towards Linwood and Long Beach, and what his next move is going to be.
Change the dynamics, Susie. This means that CHP will get involved, and of course, they don't mess around when it comes to pursuit. CHP on a highway, they tend to clamp down a little bit more.
CHP's going to get him off the road quick.
This is the first time we're seeing this pursuit actually on the freeway, as Desmond was talking about.
He's a danger to himself and to others. A clear and present danger.
Why did they decide to suddenly get on the freeway?
I want to know what's in his trunk now. What the hell does he have in his car?
Decided to jump on the 710 South Freeway. Makes you wonder, do they have a plan, or are they just kind of going, by the whim of their pants? I mean, they don't know. We don't know why, again, this person is running from police. But as Jeff was talking about, I would imagine he would get involved at some point.
And that is really a situation where
he might have his mother-in-law in the trunk.
CHP, this was Bell PD, that was following.
One guy tried to bury his wife yesterday. San Diego.
CHP gets involved. Here we go. It's an exit. This is going to be the 710
only in California.
Florence Avenue, Long Beach Freeway South. I just don't know exactly where, but at one point in time, getting above 100 miles an hour on this stretch of the freeway. And it appears now they are getting off. And where are we now, Desmond?
Yeah, he'll eventually run out of gas.
He actually had the option to continue on the freeway if he wanted the collector lane there, but it looks like he is getting off at Firestone, and this is going
running
to be
out of gas.
Eastbound entrance. So he's going to be on eastbound Florence.
My guess is he had a half tank when he started this.
As he continues now, he's actually turning around westbound.
See that? He's running out of gas.
Another U-turn here, and this will take us actually pretty close to where this all began, and that just shows you, how many miles we've covered on surface streets and then briefly on the freeway. Be curious to see if he goes back and does any circles in that same neighborhood he was in.
They could have just shot out his tires.
For no reason, and there was a divider right there, making it so that he wouldn't be able to easily get back over to the other side of the roadway. But okay, now crossing back onto the right
Makes
side
you wonder what kind of Barney Fifes they got working for the LAPD.
Sherman Way, and
for the police department.
Pretty close to the same neighborhood.
They're all at the donut shop.
And we'll see if he decides to take a footbail.
Trying to
and
take
get
the
out and run
weekend
it,
off.
certainly be a possibility.
At least
Hang
we
out
think
with the
that person
kids.
might know the territory. What's that on the corner? Most
You got
people
these
are-
punks out
we just wonder
here
as soon as we see this, if
joyriding.
they're going ahead, you just saw a group of people, at least 2 people on the corner. We've seen that before, where they are calling somebody when they're in this pursuit, and they get people in an area where they know and people that they know, and then that's when they decide to either give up or they decide to bail.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting a little more desperate, through these residential neighborhoods. We haven't seen speeds like that. It was almost 50 miles per hour on that residential street there. But that's something we haven't seen yet throughout this pursuit. It's almost like they take caution when they're going through these residential neighborhoods, and then they really pick up that speed. Of course, on the freeway, as we saw, but on surface streets as well. Desmond, where are we now?
We're still in the Southgate area, Wilcox and Gage Avenue, and making another turn here now onto Gage Avenue. So, yeah, I believe that's the same gauge that comes through South LA and runs all
Well,
the
the
way
police
to
are
the east.
wasting gasoline.
And on the wrong side of the road, kind of close to that.
Gasoline's
officer
down
right
near
there. So you see there are other units
$4 a
that are standing
gallon.
by in various locations to see if they
Just
can,
shoot
let
his
any
damn
assistance,
tires
or
out.
if this guy, does get out of the vehicle and decides to hightail it somewhere.
They
then
gotta make a
maybe they'll
move.
be a little closer than
They're wasting
some of the
taxpayer
other
money.
units that are in tow. Just wind up to show you. They're still a little ways back, but you see LA County Sheriff's Deputy right overhead. They're having no problem, keeping up with this guy. He's driving crazy, but not so crazy that it's difficult for them to keep eyes on from the sky.
Crazy like a
And
fox.
we continue on Gage Avenue as we make our way, I believe, towards Los Angeles area.
Okay, Desmond, we're going to let you go because we're going to get ready for CBS 2 News at 11 o'clock, which will pick up this pursuit here. So we're going to give you a breather here real quick. Desmond Shaw on Sky 9. And Susan, we're over this police pursuit at Southgate. This is a black vehicle, blacked out. We do not know the want of this vehicle, going above 100 miles per hour with 710 at one point in time, and Bell PD in pursuit.
That's right, and they went through the communities of Southgate, Maywood, Huntington Park, Vernon, Boyle Heights. Bell went onto the 710 freeway, then exited off Firestone Boulevard, going just a few miles on the freeway, really picking up speeds though on that freeway, and then exiting once again, and then going back to the spot where we pretty much picked up this pursuit. So again, we have that question tonight, whether or not this person knows this area, is from this area, is familiar with this area, is possibly calling someone in this area that he knows, he or she knows, to possibly hook up with them and see if they can get away from police that way.
He's drunk.
That's right. It's coming up on 11 o'clock here. We've been following this for the last 45 minutes or so. Of course, it started.
He definitely
much
knows
before
East
that, so
LA.
we're going to have a chance here to.
He keeps driving all around
Pat
it.
Harvey and CBS 2 coming up at 11 o'clock as we continue to follow this latest pursuit. The live shot on the left-hand part of your screen earlier, kind of the highlights, if you will, of this latest pursuit in Los Angeles on this Friday
Who
night.
knows?
here on
Could be
King
anyone.
High.
It could be
You can catch
Oscar
it
De La
at
Hoya on
KingHigh.com
fishnets.
on CBSN.
Could be anybody.
Continue to follow this police pursuit. Breaking news of a
Oscar's
driver
from East
who did not know
LA.
the want, but Bell PD in pursuit.
It's been up to
Indoors, lock your doors and also your windows, because you never know when this is going to end. And that it might end just right in front of your house, and the suspect will try to foot bail and try to find refuge in your home. So just stay indoors and be safe.
Yeah, it
with
could
that.
be
In
like
the
John
meantime,
Travolta
you
in
can see
Pulp
that,
Fiction.
they are in pursuit. 3 Bell police office, 3 Bell PD cars are behind him, black and whites behind him. We had CHP, 2 of those that were ready to assist because he made it onto the 710 freeway for a good
Well, he
5
made the 8
minutes that
o'clock
they
news
got
and the
off here
9
on
o'clock
Bell.
news.
And we want to go to Colton Von Pertz right now, who's also been overhead at Sky 5 giving us these pictures, and we're trying to figure out exactly where this guy is going and this big circle that he's creating in this area.
That's right. We're trying to figure that out. We've kind of circled the area of Bell, Huntington Park. We've been on South Lake before when this pursuit first started. And like you were saying, Cher, Bell police involved. You got the sheriffs involved. on the ground when it was in there. Over that median there into this what looks like to be an alleyway or a parking area here, and the suspect just giving no regard for the safety of the public or the vehicle for that matter, as it just jumps through intersections and over speed bumps and things like that. We even saw, due to the length of this pursuit, a trade of the air units overhead due to fuel. So that just tells you how long.
I think the car's gonna run out of gas.
A different
Just a matter of time.
But a very dangerous situation without it. You can see that night sun lighting up the way of this vehicle as the vehicle is blacked out. What the air unit's also doing, like we were talking about earlier, is calling out upcoming hazards to the officers on the ground. Calling out cross traffic, trying to look inside that vehicle to see what's going on, and kind of a U-turn there. You can see those City of Bell units still involved. The CHP has backed off because this isn't their jurisdiction, and they wouldn't be able to assist much on these surface streets other than manpower alone. But they're still in the area if this pursuit were to get back on a freeway. And there are other agencies that are in the area, like the Huntington Park Police Department, as well, that are here and ready to assist if they're asked to. But
It looks like a video game, but this is real life, people.
This pursuit going on for nearly an hour now is how it's going to come to an end, and that's what we're waiting for to see. And it could be as simple as a spike strip. It could be as simple as the suspect giving up and stopping. You can see that police vehicle there stopping the traffic for those other officers, and the suspect vehicle wrong side of the road once again for no reason. There's no traffic on either side. Those officers are going to stick to their side of the road just for safety purposes. You can see how they stuck to the correct side of the road. Back onto Hope Street from California. We've been here before, and so one of the things that they might need to do is get into one of these agencies that isn't Bell Police. Maybe find an agency that would be able to assist, that could do a pit maneuver or a safe spot to do that pit maneuver, so that this pursuit could come to an end and stop endangering the public. You can see just how narrow these streets are, still going about 30 miles an hour, which is very quick. And people aren't expecting this. You can see that car on the corner there, reverse lights on, not planning for a car to come blacked out. That could end very, very badly as we go down Hope Street at about 30 miles an hour. Coming up to State Street, going back to the north, and you can see the police units still right on the tail. They're not going to give up on this suspect, that's for sure. Wanted for failure to yield at this point, but has racked up a whole ton of traffic violations along the way with its wrong way driving, running red lights, running stoplights, things of that nature. So this pursuit will continue to the north here on State Street, coming up on Walnut. Red light. Well, hopefully there's no cross traffic. That light had just turned green. Luckily, officers still right on the tail. Now, one of the other options that they can consider is maybe backing off the pursuit a little bit, using that air unit to follow it from above. But for some reason, those officers on the ground and the watch commanders have found that it's best for them to stay in this pursuit. They know way more information on this than we do, and we are trying our best to get that information. What we do understand is that this is a failure to yield suspect. The suspect did have a weapon inside the vehicle. That weapon has been confirmed to have left the vehicle early in the pursuit. Wrong side of the street again, going around opposite traffic. Wow, very, very dangerous as we continue on Florence now through Templeton. But just because one weapon was ejected from the vehicle doesn't
And
mean
about
that there
60,
aren't
65 miles per hour.
Officers have to be very cognizant and aware of that as this pursuit comes to or continues, and when it comes to an end, they're going to have to be aware of that as well. Green light there, turning onto Saturn from Pacific, or this was Pacific from Saturn, and now we're continuing back to the north. But the good thing here is when this comes to an end, those officers will have the time on their side to bring this to a successful end and take that suspect into custody. But now very dangerous as we go into this more commercial area with restaurants and things like that. Luckily, being the late hour of the night, a lot of places are closed. We're not seeing a lot of public out using those crosswalks, but still dangerous nonetheless as we continue northbound on Pacific. Coming up on Gage, it looks like we're going to be going to the west on Gage, and
I'll make a part 3 right here.
and just very, very dangerous.